Hi, everyone. Welcome to Family in Focus on this April 19th. Happy Monday to all of you. Hope you had a great weekend. We're coming to you with some great news, especially if you haven't gotten your vaccination yet for COVID-19. One of the newest clinics to open up here in Las Vegas, Nevada, just opened up yesterday. It's organized by the Asian Community Development Council, ACDC, the organization that also puts together and presents this program right here on PHLV Radio. So they've been working hard trying to get this together, get the vaccinations to different communities, especially the Asian American community here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I have some special guests to share this great news with me today. We have Vita Lin. She is the founder and president of ACDC. And also we have Allery Eleazar. She's a community health worker with Immunize Nevada. They're collaborating with ACDC on this clinic. So we're so glad to have both of them on the show today because this is a busy day for them. This clinic is actually happening right now at Shanghai Plaza in Chinatown. So it's 2 days a week. They're starting Sunday and Monday from 9 in the morning till 3 p.m. So Allery is actually in a little room to the side and all her workers are busy right now vaccinating people for this. So this is great. So thank you so much for joining us. But I'm going to start with you, Vita. Vita, I know personally how busy you've been and how hard you work to get this clinic off the ground. So talk to me about this. And Vita, why has it been so important for you to have this COVID-19 vaccination right in the middle of Chinatown?
So thank you. Thank you for inviting me today. And the reason why we really want to make sure that our community are getting vaccinated too. One of the biggest issue we have is language, right? So sometimes the language barrier could be hard for them to figure out how to get the vaccine, if they have a question, and where to go. So we're right in the heart of Shanghai Plaza, just to make sure that we can get the people that works at Shanghai Plaza or Chinatown or Asian Town, that whole Spring Mountain, to be able to come to Shanghai Plaza upstairs where our site is to do the vaccine. And we have bilingual staff there to help with any question that they might have. So this is one of those things that I knew that we have to have. So we're very excited that we have this partnership.
No, it's great. And, we have some video actually from the first day, and we got a great turnout yesterday. We had quite a few people, heard about us on social media, brought their whole families with us. We're seeing video right now, you, Vita, interacting with some of the families who showed up yesterday and the staff at ACDC, Immunize Nevada, getting together to get people vaccinated starting at 9 o'clock yesterday morning. And Allery, your team was there as well. Talk to us about this process, because we talked to some of the people yesterday and they say that it was really pretty efficient. And that's what people were looking for, right? Making it as easy as possible to get through this process.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So what Vita was saying, the language is the biggest thing, right? So with the intake, doing the consent forms and all of that, we want to make sure that we have volunteers who can speak the language of the people, as well as have consent forms in the language. So we had Thai, we had Chinese, we had Japanese, Spanish, and English as well. And then if we needed the translators, we would ask, hey, Vita, do you have someone who can speak Thai or Chinese? And then we have volunteers who come and speak Spanish. So we make sure that it's convenient that way. That way they feel comfortable, especially giving all that personal information. They want to, when it's in their language and it's, they see people who look like them, it makes them feel comfortable and they can trust what's the process, right? So you start with the intake. You have all of the language, like translators there, and then we'll take you to double check, all the information is there on the consent form. We also signed the vaccination card for your proof of vaccination. And then you hand it over to the vaccinator, they vaccinate you, you head over to the waiting room for 15 minutes, and then you head out. It's super easy. It's a one-way flow. That way we can still be safe with the COVID-19 safety guidelines, social distancing, making sure everyone has masks on. And also, I know the intake portion, we're also taking temperature checks.
Yeah, and we're looking at some of the pictures of the medical professionals who are, vaccinating people, because we have volunteers helping with people who are doing the shots have to be medical professionals. And what I really love about it is, Ellery, that they took the time to explain the process, and to the people, because I think that's really comforting, right? Just not like, okay, vaccinate, go. They kind of talk people through about, what this process is, how they're going to feel afterwards, potential side effects, and things like that.
Yes. We also had the Roseman students helping out, and they were in the observation room. They're also directing, the patients to where they need to go. So it helps when you have, especially the Roseman student, they're the future of the medicine, right? So it's good to know that they're learning from an actual pharmacist, an actual vaccinator, and they're learning how to speak with people bedside, manner, patient's bedside manner. And yeah, so they talk about the side effects, what you should, be aware of. If you have like pain in your arm, it's okay. It's normal. It's not just the COVID vaccine that you get pain in your arm. It's also like flu shots, any vaccine, you'll get that pain in your arm. Other side effects that you might feel is like maybe like a slight headache. You might get like a slight fever, but that just means the vaccine is working. Yeah. Right. Like a couple of days later, it just means it's working. It's your body reacting to it. It's not that you're actually getting sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why once you get vaccinated, there is a waiting area just so you're observed for 15 minutes, just to make sure that that you don't, there's no adverse side effects like fainting or anything like that. You want to make sure that there's medical staff right where you're at.
No, and it's great to see. And Vida, I know you were out there yesterday talking to people who were getting their vaccination, and they were telling you, some of them have been kind of waiting to get this for a while, but then they start seeing it. We've done some of the flyers in different languages like Vietnamese and Chinese and Thai, putting it out there on social media. How did that help people, Vida, in terms of making them feel a little bit more comfortable about coming and getting the vaccinations yesterday?
Well, it makes a big difference when you have people that looks like you, that you can go and ask a question. And we also made it very friendly. Like when you came, it was something that, we're here as a community. We're helping the community to be safe and protected. Getting the vaccine helps not only us, but protect others. But getting this vaccine to get everybody back to normal and back to, getting people back out to the community, right? But even though you have your vaccine, you still should wear your mask when you're out in the public and so forth, because besides the COVID, there's other things that we have to worry about. So we have to continue doing that, right? But we want to make sure that we're there to be there to answer any question that they might have. And yesterday was our first day. So we did a very soft, just letting certain people know what's going on. Yeah. And now after we kind of got the flow, we know how to handle the flow better, we're ready to open up to more, right? So this is just the beginning, and we really appreciate having all the volunteers. I mean, having Immunize Nevada being our partner, that was like my dream. Like, we're doing a flu shot, can we do the vaccine too? We want to get our community vaccinated, right? Yeah. And then partnering with Albertson, with Alex Vaughn, helping us make sure that he oversees and make sure we got the vaccination taken care of, make sure the temperature is right, make sure the doses are correct. Then we have Mara Fay from the Asian Pacific Islander Nursing Association volunteering, and the Roseman University students. And to see the student, you're correct. It makes me so happy to say, these are our future. And seeing the kids running with the family yesterday is like, they're worried about making sure that everybody in the household is vaccinated. So bring your family, bring your friends, tell everybody about what's going on. Let's get everybody vaccinated. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's very painless. I mean, you don't even feel the shot at all.
You'll feel it after, maybe as a sore arm.
A sore arm, but just don't punch your arm. I mean, whatever, you'll be fine, right? But but just that vaccine, when you get the vaccinated, right, or when you get the shots to be vaccinated, right, it really makes a difference for our community. I worry about my parents or my kids or whatever, making sure that everybody, not only my family, my friends, and what we do at Asian Community Development Council during this pandemic, we can't stop. We have to be there and make sure we take care of the community. If it's food assistance that we help them with the rapid housing, with housing situation, whatever we need to do, we really need to be out there for our community. And I want to make sure that if we get vaccinated, we can get out there and do more service and help as much as possible.
No, that's great. And part of the conversation here we're having on social media, getting this information out there. Allery, you can talk to this a little bit, is just getting the facts out there, right? Letting people know the factual information about these vaccinations, that they're safe, that millions of people have gotten the shots so far. And, most people would come out okay, and then they're protected against COVID-19. So give us just kind of the general information about the vaccines that are being given here at this clinic and what people can expect coming in and coming out of this clinic.
Yes, absolutely. I do want to start off with this is why we're here, right? Immunize Nevada, ACDC, everyone in the community, all of the partners, we work together as one team for one mission, right? And that's for the community. It's not about us, it's about keeping the community safe, right? And so we're here to answer any questions, educate. We're not here to change anyone's minds. We're not here to change anyone's beliefs, but to educate just so they can make an informed decision themselves as an individual. And so some tips when at this clinic, we are giving the Pfizer vaccine. It is a 2-dose, 21 days minimum interval between the first and second dose. So the first dose, if you come today, it would be April 19, and then your second dose will be May 10th, which is 21 days apart. Like Patrania did say, we are here for the next 2 months or so, depending how it goes. But we are scheduled here for the next 6 weeks for sure. Another tip, we noticed yesterday, a lot of people were wearing very tight clothing. We do suggest, maybe wearing more loose clothing, maybe like a t-shirt or something where you can easily lift your sleeve and get vaccinated. And yeah, we have we provide the water and snacks just in case anyone needs it in the waiting area. And then we have the Roseman students as well as us to, answer any questions that you have. And then we have the pharmacists as well to answer any medical questions.
No, that's great. And I really love the location, Shanghai Plaza, which is Ford's 276 Spring Mountain, right in the heart of Chinatown. And Vida and I love this because we used to go to all the restaurants around there all the time. So get your shots upstairs and go have lunch downstairs, right? There's so many great places around there. And I think that's, Vida, you brought up a great point about bringing this to the community and wanting to get people back to work, because a lot of people we're targeting, especially in the Chinatown area, these are workers who can't necessarily take a day off or go and wait in line for hours, right? So you want to have this clinic right where they work, or maybe they live in that area as well.
Right. That's so true. We're right in our heart. We're right where everybody's working. Mm-hmm. So our community, we're kind of spread out where we live. But when it comes to work, our community comes to work in that whole Spring Mountain corridor, what we call Asian Town now because of the growth of the area, right?
Right.
So being a heart of that area to be able to get the access to get your vaccine and go back to the office or go back to the retail store or the restaurants or whatever. But, let me tell you, I do this, or the Asian Community Development Council, the reason why I do ACDC is I love Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. I've been here for 26 years and I love my community. Yeah. And I want to make sure that our community, especially the Asian community, have a voice. So having this clinic, having this site to do the vaccine is something that is very important for our community.
No, it is. And what you've been doing in terms of bringing people who can speak different languages, in order to help out, I think it's been so crucial. There's one lady, a Vietnamese lady, who actually came straight from church. She was all dressed up in this really nice outfit with her family, came in yesterday and did an interview with Channel 8, KLS TV, that came in and covered us. And she was saying that, she actually was really afraid of getting her shots. And then she heard about it through her Vietnamese friends who saw it on social media. And so she saw that other Vietnamese people were getting the shots and they were very happy about it. It was an easy process. So, what we really want, Vida, is for people to share this post, right? To share all the information and get their friends and family to come out and get the shots, because we're accepting walk-ins at this clinic as well.
Mm-hmm. We are, as long as we have the vaccines, right? So, and you're right. The stories, being there yesterday, hearing everyone's story, that's the best. I met people who just moved to Las Vegas for the last 6 months. And, she goes, I didn't know we had the Asian Community Center that people can go to and get support and help, talking to some of the families and questions that they might have, and other services that we have that can help the community.
That's right. Yeah, because you're putting information out there as well that, people can still sign up for health insurance, through Nevada Health Link. That has been extended, right? And ACDC is a great organization that's connecting people with health insurance. So yeah, the enrollment period now extended to August 15th. You can get more information. So you get like 2 in 1. You get your vaccination, get your health insurance information, and try to get that as well. So a great resource there. And Allery, I know you've done with Immunize Nevada, you go through all over the community, to get vaccinations for COVID-19. Tell me about how that experience was a little different for you yesterday. Just being in that middle of Chinatown, being around the Asian American community, that must be a good feeling to be able to help out that community as well.
Absolutely. And, being an Asian American myself, I am Filipino, full Filipino. So it was nice, to see all of my Asian people come together and want to get vaccinated. So just like the importance on my end, being a working community health worker, that we see and speak their language, it's also important for me too to see, my people getting vaccinated and wanting to stay safe. It was great. I know we had some people even ask, like, is this even a real location? Because everyone thinks it's all restaurants, right? And that's why when I found out that ACDC was right in the heart of Chinatown, basically, Asia Town, I'm like, this is perfect. It's gonna work. And it did. It showed. We vaccinated 77 people yesterday. A lot of them were walk-ins.
That's great.
And then we had people walking by. We had volunteers standing outside trying to grab people to get vaccinated. But like I said earlier, a lot of them already had gotten vaccinated, which was a big celebration. We're just trying to get those. If they're a little bit hesitant, we can answer their questions. Like, hey, what kind of questions do you have? Mm-hmm. Let me see. If I can answer them. That way, you are more informed. And that's where we are.
The biggest question people have right now is that, can I pick my vaccine? What should I get? I mean, you're offering Pfizer, but is that the best one? I mean, what's the best information that you can give out there in terms of what people can get? What should they get? Should they get what's offered? I mean, how do you answer those questions?
Yes. So the best vaccine is the one that's available to you now. So whether if we had Pfizer or Moderna today, that's the best one for you, because all vaccines are safe. Mm-hmm. They protect you. It's better for you to feel a little, sore arm and a little headache versus actually getting COVID-19 and being hospitalized and possibly death, right? So that's why we try to push this vaccine, because it is safe, it is efficient, it works, it keeps people safe. And the biggest, it's 2 doses. Yeah. So just think of it as the first one is your initial immunity, and then you get the booster shot, which is why there's a second shot. And, a lot of people, they say, I just want to go back to normal. It's even down to the little detail where I hate wearing a mask. It's like, well, the best way to do that is to get vaccinated. So you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting others.
Right. And so if you get the first shot like yesterday or today, then you come back to ACDC, right, to get your second shot. Is that how the process works?
Yes. So we are telling people to come back on the day where it's 21 days interval. 21 days is the minimum. So we do have some people who are saying that they have to come a little later, which is okay. Mm-hmm. 21 days is just the minimum interval. You can't get your second shot before that. If it goes after the 21 days, you're still protected. You can still get your second shot. You don't have to restart the series. Just come when you can to get your booster shot, which is the second dose. But yeah, you come right back here, ACDC, between 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. We're telling people to come around the same time that they came for their first dose. That way the pharmacist isn't bombarded with a big group of people. And that way we can still be safe by social distancing.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I know ACDC has done a great job in terms of lining up the chairs yesterday, making sure people are spaced out, getting their temperatures, making sure everyone wears their mask. So if that's a concern for people, they're definitely doing a great job with that as well. Vida, any final words you want to say? I know this has been such a long project for you, and finally coming into fruition. This must be a really good feeling to see that happen.
Oh, absolutely. And now that we know have the flow better, we're really opening up. So come on, bring your friends, tell people that especially we're reaching out to some of the different communities that we've been working in the past. Say, hey, bring people by. We're ready to go now. We know what we're doing, right? And I had a question yesterday. Someone asked. She had her Pfizer. She had Pfizer before, and she wants to get her second shot. Can she come to Shanghai Plaza to get the second shot? And the answer is yes. Make sure you bring your card. And we can get your second shot at Shanghai Plaza. But, I love going to places where you can go to get your whatever you need to do. In this case, get your vaccine and then go eat afterwards, right? All these little restaurants and shops. It's so much fun. So, let's get our community healthy. That's the bottom line. So thank you for all the volunteers that came by and that's coming for the next 2 months. We want to make sure we emphasize Immunize Nevada, that partnership we value so dearly. Albizin with Alex Vaughn, helping with making sure we get the vaccine taken care of, Roseman University students, and then we got the Merifed, the Asian Pacific Islander Nursing Association. And of course, we can't forget the Filipino radio, who's always making sure that they get their message out to the community. So thank you, Petrania. And you know what? I keep forgetting every time my wonderful staff. I keep forgetting to mention them. Without them, we couldn't get things done. And I'm telling you, Vice, the one that handles direct service, she's wonderful. So thank you, everyone.
I just love the dedication and the community collaboration with Immunize Nevada. And Allery, you're telling people to register if they can ahead of time, because that will help, right? And we'll put a link up for people to register as well.
Yes, so there is a link. There are open appointments right now. Even if you don't have access to a computer or your phone to go onto the internet, it's okay. Just show up and we'll get you vaccinated. We don't turn anybody away. Also, if you're still thinking about it, you need some some questions answered, you can also go to nvcovidfighter.org. That is Immunize Nevada's website, and it's COVID-19 specific. It's the frequently asked questions. So any common questions that you might have, which you'll be surprised, a lot of people have the same question. It's on there. You can click through the tabs. Even if you can't make it, say you are far away from Spring Mountain, we do have other clinics all over Nevada. So if you have family or friends in Reno, there's clinics happening right now to get people vaccinated. You just click through that page. And then there's also a county specific COVID-19 vaccine distribution page, which you can click through the different counties in Nevada to see which pods and clinics there is for Nevadans.
No, that's great. And we're so excited to have as many people getting this chance of vaccination as possible. Again, the newest ACDC COVID-19 clinic for COVID-19 vaccines now open. Actually, today, you're watching this live right now at 12:22. You have a little over almost 3 hours to come down to ACDC. Shanghai Plaza, 4276 Spring Mountain Road. We have the information right up the scheme. Don't go to the Flamingo one. Go to the Shanghai Plaza one. That's where you can see people. The clinic is underway. Ask any questions you may have every Sunday and Monday starting this week, hopefully for the next 2 months. So thank you so much to Vida Lynn for joining me today, for all the great work you're doing for the Asian American Pacific Islander community. We appreciate you. Also to Allery Eleazar. She is the community health worker with Immunize Nevada. We can't do our work without you. Obviously, flu clinic to COVID-19 vaccination clinic. It's great to have you, PHLV Radio. Thanks for being here with us. And thank you for watching. Do your part. Share this link with your friends and family. Let them know about this clinic that is underway right now, right in the heart of Chinatown in Las Vegas. We hope to see you there. Stay safe and stay well. And we'll see you next week on the next episode of Family in Focus. Have a great day.